I can remember out of 3 fights, I won 2 of them.
So that's that's not a
Them
bad
apple
record.
bottom jeans.
I'm assuming that the third person was probably like just huge and you couldn't do nothing with him.
Yeah. My other person was my grandma. Basically, she tried to starve me. She told me I ate all the food in the house and then said that's the reason I don't buy groceries anymore. I lived with my dad for 3 months and he strangled me and then beat his girlfriend up and the apartments burned down right after that. Yeah, actually, with my grandparents, they abused me my whole childhood, and then I got too depressed for them, so they kicked me out, and that's when I went to live with my mom.
Happening YouTube. Thank you for kicking it with Midwest Street Talk. Make sure y'all go ahead, subscribe, and hit the like button. And for those who choose to help me help others, there's a GoFundMe link in the description. Hey man, thank you for kicking with Midwest Street Talk, man. Who do I got here today?
You got Jade.
Jade. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Is this Jade, Chris Jade, like Bonnie and Clyde?
Yep.
Oh man, that's dope, man. I've been looking for this interview, man. Okay. So a little bit about yourself. Where you from?
I'm from Virginia.
What?
Yeah.
So what brought you here to Wisconsin?
When I was 14, I moved up here to live with my mom.
Okay. So a Virginia girl. Okay. So coming up in Virginia, right? Did you have both mom and your dad in your household?
No, I was raised by my grandparents.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just brushing my hair. So you were raised by your grandparents. Okay. And did you have any relationship with your mom or your dad?
No, I did not.
Okay. So when you left Virginia, you pretty much left your grandparents and then came here to your. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So did you go to high school in Virginia?
No, I did not. I left about 7th to 8th grade, so I came here in the 8th grade.
Okay. And how was school there in Virginia? You had made many friends or?
I was like the only white kid in my school, so I made a lot of friends though.
Okay, so you were surrounded by I was gonna say that's not fair. I mean chocolate people of my complexion. Okay, that's cool. Okay, in Wisconsin, did you go to high school here? You came straight to Appleton?
Yeah, I went to Freedom.
Freedom. Okay, so Freedom High. What's the high school there?
A bunch of Hicks.
Oh God.
Yeah, you get a bunch of country people over there, but we have an auto shop down there.
Okay.
I used to be in metals and woods.
Oh, so you know how to do the metals in the woods?
Mm-hmm. I know how to weld.
Oh my God. So I'm gonna save that for later on. But you and Chris are such a perfect couple. We're gonna talk about that later on, okay? So did you have any siblings?
Oh yes, I have a half brother.
Oh, just half brother?
Yep.
Okay. So as far as your mom and your dad go, did you seek a relationship with them later on? Or?
With my mom, I tried, but she wasn't really budging. I guess she just never really liked me. And my dad, I did, but he's a manipulative asshole. So.
Sorry to hear that, man. So coming up, would you say that you had a fairly normal childhood?
No.
Okay. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, actually. With my grandparents, they abused me my whole childhood, and then I got too depressed for them, so they kicked me out, and that's when I went to live with my mom. But a couple months before I ended up living with my mom, I lived with my dad for 3 months, and he strangled me and then beat his girlfriend up, and the apartments burned down right after that.
Oh my God,
when I went to come up and live with my mom, she didn't treat me really well either. She did the exact same stuff. She abused me. She verbally abused me, called me fat on multiple occasions, and just stopped feeding me in total.
What?
Yeah.
So I mean, is it because the situation you guys were in, it was no food, or she tried to starve you?
She tried to starve me. She told me I ate all the food in the house, and then said that's the reason I don't buy groceries anymore.
Hey man, Jade, I'm sorry to hear that. And again, I want to reiterate, some of the things we go through in life, they are, I would say, a badge. It doesn't feel like a badge. It feels like a poking badge, right? Or when you put it on, but it's actually a badge to, be able to help others, because you had that experience before. Like your man Chris said earlier, someone, like say someone's mom died, and whether they're 82 and you're 23, you guys can relate with that pain. So it's like, your misery becomes your ministry.
Mm-hmm.
So with that,
I like that.
Sorry, I have to show Chris haircut early. I want to show her a little later, but We'll be back to this handsome young man right here. All right.
Yeah, that handsome young man did that all himself.
What, you cut your own hair?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not gonna get off subject, man. Good job. I'll be right back. Wow. You guys are creative, man. Creative couple, man. So, jeez. So your grandparents were they on any kind of like drugs or anything when they?
No, they were not.
Just angry.
Yeah, they were spiteful people.
Mm. And did you experience any kind of sexual abuse coming up?
No.
Oh, well, God's good. He protected you on that angle. So what's your current situation right now? Are you homeless?
Yes.
And how long have you been homeless?
For a while now, actually.
Been about 5 months.
Yeah.
5 months.
5 months now.
5 months. So before that, where were you? What was your situation?
I was still living with my mom.
Okay.
I had a job. I was doing everything I needed to. And then one day she locked me out of the house and said that she never wanted to talk to me or speak to me ever again. So I packed my shit and left.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry to hear about those things, man.
It brought me and her together, though.
Yep.
But I'm grateful. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's the only reason I'm grateful for that. It sucks that she had to go through it, but I'm very grateful that I got blessed enough to be able to, to meet her because she's an amazing person.
And I could the big muscles. Look, I could definitely see that you have great energy, you're an amazing person. And let me tell you something from my heart. Man, in spite of anything you've been through, I'm glad I met you as well because sometimes people aren't grateful to have angels in their presence, and then sometimes people are just flat out jealous and they don't understand why, or immature. Whatever it is, you have a purpose. You know what I mean? So, where did you work when before you left your mom's house?
I worked at Sweet Tooth. It was a 5-minute walking distance from where I lived.
Oh, and that was sweet then.
Yeah, you made good money during the summer.
Okay, and essentially once you left there, how'd you run into Chris?
Well, after that, I called JD and Chris to pick me up.
Oh, so they were already like kind of like friends already?
Yeah, we kind of already all knew each other.
Well, I first met her through my little brother.
Yeah, I met him at the skate park. Me and my ex-boyfriend were pulling up. He's Trevor Tank, you know?
You said Trevor Tank?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
He goes to Tulu like all the time. Also, sponsor Trevor Tank.
Shout out Trevor Tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we pulled up to the skate park because he wanted to skate, and that's when I met Chris.
Yeah, I was having a really bad day, and my little brother told me that he would smoke with me, and I pulled up, and that's apparently she had a crush on me for the longest time. So. She said she had her eyes on me.
I had my eye on him since day one. Wow. I was with my ex, and the first time I met Chris, I was like,
Jane ain't that girl. She said, "Look here, Chris." So, guys, so you've been with him the entire 5 months you've been out here?
Yeah, he's my longest relationship.
Man, that's dope. That's dope, man. I like to hear that. What kind of? You gonna say something?
Oh, I was gonna say, we may have our little arguments from time to time and
I
our
may
little
punch
fights,
him
but at the end of the day, we'll never walk too far away from each other. Like, we'll end up coming back, and then we'll both like start to talk calmly and kind of like figure it out.
There's like sometimes like my anger gets out of control, and I will swing. A lot of the time, I have a really short temper. It's not okay. But like I swung on him a couple times. I feel really bad for it. Like I really don't want to do it, but like
they were trauma responses, man. Like it's just like somebody getting woken up out of their sleep with PTSD. If somebody's there, they're going through that natural reaction of protecting themselves. Depending on what they've gone through, and with her grandparents beating her,
man, he good.
They used to threaten to call the cops on her and stuff like that. And for, her mental health state, I had threatened to do that. I wasn't going to. But I told her that if she didn't calm down, that I was going to call the cops. It was like an instant response where she just got aggressive and started swinging. And, like, it was only a couple of hits. And then I think she finally, like, realized, like, what she did, and that was because I kind of had her pinned up against a wall pretty much every time she's done it. I'm just like,
every time I do it,
stop resisting.
But like every time he does that, I end up like bawling my eyes out and crying because I realize what I did and I feel really shitty
And for
for it.
days after that, she'll sit there and apologize
Oh,
or say she's sorry.
1 second. Here we go. Let me do something because I didn't expect this, but you never know how things turn out. You know, just so I want you to come out clear. So I'll just speak up, but I just want you to come out clear because you're in the back. Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. So man, he puts you in a submission position of submission, and you snap out of it. But Chris, you were very right. What you said. I want to touch on that. Sometimes we react from trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm not giving you an excuse, but
No, and she realized that too, is that she held herself accountable, which is a good thing because like I've never had another female sit there and be like, "Oh, hey, I'm sorry, I apologize," and for days in advance, like days and days after that, she just sat there and I could tell with the way that she looked at me, just by in her eyes and the expression on her face that she was genuinely sorry. Like, and I think that's the whole reason, because normally I wouldn't put up with anything like that from anybody, like, and like I've never laid hands on a female ever, and I don't ever plan to.
Yeah.
So it's just for me to be able to keep my composure and my calmness enough not to let my temper go and to pin her against the wall so she can't she can't do anything that's going to physically hurt me, and then I can hopefully calm her down. And it's worked so far, and we've been working on things together and figuring out how to get through this.
I have to admit that caught me off guard. Like, guys, I don't know. You have to be next to her to like feel her aura. I don't know if she's throwing out a false aura, but she's not that big. But did not expect her to be a knockout queen. But here we are.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. She definitely could throw her weight into a punch. I'll give you that. The back of my ear was hurt. The back of my ear was hurting for like a day and a half, 2 days after that. Now like I'd touch it back there and it'd be tender, and I'm just like, damn, dude, it feels like something. It feels like a man just like punched me behind my ears trying to snake me or something.
She wanted to make sure you can hear her coming.
I'm done. She would have been a little bit more over, man. She would have made my ears ring.
Man, okay. So did you get into a lot of fights coming up?
Like when I was younger?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Not only with my grandparents. So my grandfather, he was in the military. He was in the Marines.
Mm-hmm.
And we would get into physical fights all the time due to the way they treated me. And most of the time, I can remember out of 3 fights, I won 2 of them.
So that's not a bad record.
Bottom jeans.
I'm assuming that the third person was probably like just huge and couldn't do nothing with him.
Yeah. My other person was my grandma.
Oh my God, I'm done. I quit. So let me ask you a question. I did talk to Chris about a few goals, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any short-term goals?
I wanna get a job eventually, or make enough money to at least save up for like a car and whatnot, because I want to be able to not have to walk or take like hours to get to like place to place.
Okay.
Also, like we want enough money to also save up for a place, I guess, because like relying on people isn't it's good to do it, but at the same time it's not the best, especially when the people you rely on aren't the most trusted.
Just this week alone, there's so many people out here that say that, oh, we'll help you out, get on your feet and stuff, and then you rely on that person to help you get up on your feet, and you end up going through extra because now you've gone a week, 2 weeks, let's say it goes on for a month, and then you got a person that isn't ready to be, or they're not in the position to be able to help somebody, and they're trying to. Their heart's in the right spot, they get stressed out, and then they end up kicking us out because they can't handle it. And like I said, I forgive them, but at the same time, like, you set us back. That's a month that we could have been figuring something else out that, now I got this job, or, whatever it may be. And then, like, let's say if I were to start work, and I've been there for a month, now I got 2 paychecks under my belt, and I might be able to get a studio apartment if I'm lucky and get Levin to pay the security deposit. That's if I'm lucky. But the reason that we're trying to get up enough money to get a like beater with a heater, so to speak, is because winter's coming right around the corner, and we all know Wisconsin winters can be brutal or be like last year when we get little to no snow and it wasn't really that cold.
Yeah.
Because there's winters I've been here that has gotten 40 below with wind chill.
When I first moved up here, when I went to school, the winters were so warm that they were telling me, they were like, "Jay, did you bring the heat from Virginia with you?" And they were like, "Thank
you." That's so funny.
That's crazy. Yeah, I remember like 2016, dude. That was the one where
we had that like 16 or 18 inches. That
yeah,
like,
you had to
that
shovel yourself out the. You had to climb out the window to shovel the door out the way.
But
snow out the door.
But regardless, with me having my dog and me with Jade, like we wouldn't be able to go into places. We wouldn't be able to go and warm up. We can't go to the library. We can't go to the normal places that the homeless would go.
Yeah.
I mean, the Salvation Army, if it gets below 32 degrees. They'll allow you to come in and sleep on the benches and stuff. It's a warming center is what they call it.
Oh,
and they have certain ones set up throughout the city sometimes. So
that's dope. Like, man, I'm praying for success in that. That's why I ask these questions. Like, I don't want to be that person that disappoints you guys in any way, but I can definitely help stack resumes. I can help look for the actual job. I know a few people that may be hiring.
Well, the biggest barrier that we have right now is the dog.
The dog. Yeah.
I don't have anybody that I can trust 100% to be able to take the dog, take my dog. Her name's Willow. Would be able to take Willow, and watch her for 6, 8, 10, 12 hours if I decide to get a factory job or something, that's got 12-hour shifts.
I could watch her.
Yes, but here's the thing: where you're gonna go while you watch her, because of the fact that you're alone outside, a young woman on the streets.
That's a scary thing, dude. I slept at Urban Park trying to find you. I was scared shitless.
There's already so many people that have approached you and tried to sit there and take advantage of you because of how young you are.
It's awkward because it's been like 4 or 5 days.
So even if I had a vehicle, like I said, a beater with the heater, like an $800, and I know how to work on vehicles to an extent, so I should be able to slowly get it together